Hello. In this video, we are going to demonstrate how to deploy a Node.js application into AWS EC2 using AWS CodeDeploy. And in this very video, we will create the EC2 instance using launch template. So with just a click of a button, we will create the EC2 instance. And we are going to set up the pipeline for CD pipeline in GitHub Actions. So this will be a sequel of one of the previous video that I've done for GitHub Actions, and in that video we have done the artifact upload to AWS S3. So let us get started. So first of all, I'm going to go to the AWS EC2 and right now I don't have any instances, and now I'll just go to the launch template. I have an existing launch template which I created for the demos, like for this preparation for this tutorial. So we are going to create a new launch template. So we'll click on the create new launch template. I'll have the name as node demo and demo template. We don't have the auto scaling guidance here, and source template, we don't have a source template. We are going to create from scratch. And the AMI, the Amazon machine image, we will use Ubuntu. We will avoid the latest version at the time of recording this video, and we will stick with the 20.04 version. And the architecture is 64-bit, and instance type, we can choose the smallest one. That's enough for this tutorial. And now we will have, I already have the key pair downloaded in my machine, and I'm going to use the general. And security group. For this security group, we need a security group which will be in this security group. We will have the port 3000 open. So I have selected that very security group because we have the application running on port 3000. So we are not even going to SSH into the application, into the EC2 instance. So port 3000 is enough in this very case. About the storage, we will stick with the defaults. About the resource tags, I'll have template as value as yes, and I'll add another one which will be name. It will be node server. So this will be applied to all the resource types which are of instances type. So when we create a launch template, it will actually create an instance. It will create a volume. It may create I think two another kind of instance type resource types in Amazon, which I don't quite remember. But in our case, we want to have the name as node server. When we create an instance from this launch template, we need the name as node server. That is why we have the key as name. Okay. And in the advanced details, we want to be able to the EC2 instance should be able to should be having the policy of code deploy, and also it should be able to pull the artifact from the AWS S3. So I have actually created as a role for it. So I'll just open up the IAM and go to the roles section. Yeah, I have the EC2 role, so it has the S3 full access and AWS CodeDeploy full access. So it should be able to pull the artifact and also engage with the CodeDeploy services. So I'm going to choose the EC2 role here, and host name, I am going to leave all these default options, and I'm going to use a user data. So I want my EC2 instance to get ready when it is actually launched. So I'm going to click on the launch template, open up a new tab. Because I already have this for preparation, I can click on it, and I have the advanced details here, and I have prepared the user data. So if you don't know what is user data is something that this script, so this is a shell script, so this shell script will be executed when the instance is getting launched. So this very shell script actually does all the required setups to run the project. So it installs the NodeJS, and it installs this very section. This very section is about installing the CodeDeploy agent, and this is the project directory that we are creating. The artifact will be downloaded and extracted to this very folder, and this one is the systemd service, and touch will create the file, and bash c, and this very cat command will write all these contents from here to here into this file, and it will enable the service, systemd service. It will start service, but when this happens, there won't be any files in this file would not be there in this very folder. So this systemd service will obviously fail. But when the deploy happens, the deployment will actually copy the files, these required files, into this folder. So in that very second, the systemd service will be running successfully. So we have everything ready, so we'll just go ahead and create the template. All good, the template is being created. So we click on the template. We have only one version. It is possible to create multiple versions and set the default version in launch template. I'm not going to talk about that now. Maybe in another video we can discuss that. But so just to know that it is very easy to create an instance from the launch template. All we have to do is create the template and go to the actions and launch instance from template. So we only have the one version that is selected by default. I'm not going to do anything here. I'm just going to click on the launch template. So now that we have the server, let's just wait a bit, refresh a few times. It's still pending. Yeah, as you can see, the name is node server. So when we create an instance, and the tags, that's how the tags works. So the name is taken from the tag which has the value of name. So it's actually running, all good. So we have the instance ready. Now we have to set up something else, that is the IAM role, so that the GitHub Actions will be able to communicate with the AWS, so that the connection between GitHub Actions and AWS is successful. So that the trust relationship will be there, so that GitHub Actions can push the artifact from the GitHub Action runner host to the AWS S3 bucket, and also do the deployment. So for that, this is the documentation. The way you have to search for it is like GitHub OpenID connect AWS, and you'll probably be seeing this very link in the first place, and they have mentioned what to do here. So I'll just quickly do in this case. So first of all, we have to create an identity provider in AWS. So we are in the IAM, identity and access management. We are going to go to the identity providers. I'm going to create that provider. In this case, it is the OpenID Connect. and I'm going to copy this very value, right? I'm pasting that in. We have to click on the get thumbprint. All good. Now the audience in this case is STS. So this is like the OAuth. Actually this connection or trust relationship is actually established through OAuth 2.0 protocol. So I don't know much detail which endpoints are there, but this will be done automatically. Like all we have to do is just set the provider and audience. So we copy this audience, all good. I'm going to hit the add provider. Right, we have the provider created. Now we have to assign a role. Okay, so this very button is here, or we can click on this and the button will be displayed in the single view page. But yeah, let's click on this button, create a new role. Yeah, we're going to create a new role. Yeah, I didn't like Safari. I'm opening it up in the new window anyway. It has already selected the identity provider, as you can see here, and I'm going to select the audience as STS Amazon AWS.com, and we'll go to the next permissions. Here, because GitHub Actions, using GitHub Actions, it should be able to upload the artifact and also create the deployment. We need two permissions. We need S3 full access. I mean, obviously we don't need the full access, but for demonstration purposes, this is easier. Now CodeDeploy, AWS CodeDeploy full access. I'm going to provide full access as of now, and I'm going to create review. I'm going to provide the name GitHub Actions role. GitHub Actions, all good. So I'm going to create this very role. Right, GitHub Actions role. So we have the role created now. So now we can go ahead and close this window, and all good. So what else? So we have the requirement of connection between the GitHub Actions and AWS ready. Now I already have the GitHub repo ready, fully ready for this very tutorial. So I have the link in the description below for the video. So I already have cloned it and I have opened it in here. So it's a very basic application with Hello World. So nothing new here. And I also have created the GitHub Actions file. So everything is actually set. So the only thing is we have in this very GitHub Actions file there are no secrets. Okay, maybe I'm wrong. There's only one secret, and there are no AWS access keys or secret keys or anything. And all these communication is not going to happen via storing the AWS access keys and secret keys. That is going to happen between short-lived tokens between STS Amazon AWS.com and the GitHub's token provider endpoint. Right. So in this case, in this GitHub Actions file, I have the variable and it is the IAM role GitHub. So this is the GitHub page for this repo. So I have to go to the settings and I have to scroll down here and go to the security section and secrets, and I'll click on the actions. So that is where we have to update. I already have updated here if you're doing it like me, maybe you won't see, you won't definitely see it. So you have to create a new one, in the section repository secrets. Now I'm just going to update this, and I'll have this value. I have to get the value of this very role. So I created an identity provider, and I have assigned a role for the identity provider. So this is the, no, wait a minute, this is not the role. So I have to refresh. Yeah, GitHub Actions role. So this is the ARN that I have to use here, and I have to use it here in the secrets. So it will be accessed here. So this is similar to very similar, probably the exact copy of the GitHub Actions file that I've done previously. The only difference here is that I have added the step for deployment of the application. So if you don't know what this GitHub Actions is and how this actually works, how the connection or the trust relationship actually works between the GitHub Actions and AWS, you can watch the previous video, which I'll have it in the description. So we have it. So we have the GitHub Actions ready. Now we need to set up the code deploy. Now if we go to the code deploy, we have to create an application, and we have to provide the application name as Node app, because I already have the deployment step, and I don't want to change the name. So even after you see everything, there'll be a sense of magic. So that's why I'm not going to change that name. So computer platform is EC2 on premises. Create application. I'm going to create a deployment group. So the deployment group name is EC2 app. EC2 app. Service role is CodeDeploy service role. It's in place. I'm not going to change that. I'm going to select the Amazon EC2 instances. Name will be Node server, and when we select this, it says matching instances, one unique matched instance is found. So it is the exactly same instance that we have created using the launch template. So this is all good. So AWS CodeDeploy agent, we don't want to install it using this. We have installed that using the user data. So I'm going to choose the never. All at once, all good. We don't have a load balancer. I unchecked it, and we are going to create the deployment group. All good, fine. So the next thing will be to, because for demonstration purpose I already have done this preparation, so that is why you are seeing this workflow runs. Go to the actions. Sorry, what is that? Okay, actions. And because we only have one workflow file, we see this is the build and deploy, this one, name build and deploy. And build and deploy, we have set the run workflow like this. So it is not going to, the workflow dispatch we have put empty, so that means we have to run it manually. All good. So we run the workflow with branch main. All good. So it has started the workflow. So it has two jobs, build and package, and then deploy to EC2. That is what you see here. Build and package is being run. It actually got succeeded. let us see that where it actually ends up. So it is actually creating the artifact to this project.zip, and it is putting the artifact to CodeDeploy 3. So it is in the S3. S3 bucket. We already have this bucket ready, so that's why. So CodeDeploy 3. You see here, CodeDeploy 3 project.zip. So this step is completed. And what about the next step? Oh, the second step is also completed. So what is the second step? Second step says that we have to create a deployment in the Node app. So we have to go here. Where is the CodeDeploy? Okay, it's in this app, and deployment group name is EC2 app. In this EC2 app, and S3 location, we have provided the exact path, this very path, right? So if you click, this is the path, this is the exact path that I can show you. Bucket is TypeScript Express artifact 2, right? This is the bucket, and the key is CodeDeploy 3 project.zip, right? You see it here. Yeah, this is the key, and bundle type is zip. So this is the exact same thing that you can do from the CodeDeploy UI in Amazon console. So GitHub Actions says it is actually complete. If you go to here, and you will see that the deployment is actually got created. So if you just click on this, you will actually see the this is the command line. This command actually runs here, and the output says deployment ID D5. So we just copy this here and go to the CodeDeploy, Control F, paste. Yeah, this is the same deployment ID, right? And it says it's actually got completed successfully. And if we just see the lifecycle events, view events, it says all of them completed. So here's the magic. So we haven't even touched the server, right? We go to the instance, yeah, and we get the IP, and I'm going to open up the Chrome, paste the IP. It's running on port 3000. Boom, we have the hello world. So we do this once again. I want to be a good DevOps guy. I'm going to add this. Trying something good. Git push origin main. All good. Do I have the, yeah, try something good. Yeah, so that is there. Just to check on the file. Yeah, that is there, right? So we go to the actions, we go to the build and deploy, we run the workflow, we are running the workflow. It is starting with the build and package. We click on it, it shows step by step, all good. npm install, npm run build, copying the artifact to S3, all good. So this is completed. Yeah, this is completed. No, is it? Okay. Yeah, that is completed. Now the deploy to EC2. The job is starting. Yeah. Okay. Is it completed? Yeah, it looks like it is completed. We go to the deploy once again. Where's the deploy? Okay. And applications, deployment groups. Now we have 2 deployment ID, right? So it says it is also succeeded, right? And we go to the Chrome, we refresh, Yay, there it is. We are getting good at this, right? So I hope this video made some sense to you. If you actually already sent some magic in this, that means you have found the sweet spot in DevOps. So thanks for watching. Please subscribe the channel for more videos. I'll be doing more in other cloud technologies as well, so probably in Azure and GCP. So thanks for watching again. Bye.